We are back with the breaking news. The Trump org probe has hit a new phase, a more serious one, a grand jury, a power that basically only a grand jury in concert with a DA can exercise is the power to indict. Now, the Manhattan DA is reportedly looking at whether people manipulated properties or valuations for Trump org, for the real estate. And with that in mind, before I turn to our next expert, I want to show you what Eric Trump was saying back in 2014, talking about one of the properties that now we know is under investigation.
This is a place that's really special to myself. It's really special to my brother, my father, really the whole family. I mean, this is really our compound, and I've spent so much of my life here. It's a special place for me, and one that I'll always remember, and one that I'll always be very close to.
How they always remember it and whether they're telling the truth is now under the bright lights of a grand jury. I'm joined by Elie Mystal, a justice correspondent and legal writer for The Nation magazine. Thanks for coming back, sir.
Hi, Ari. How are you?
I'm well. This is a big story. We've had a lot of experts on it. And for those who've been watching and want to make sure we're keeping track or who've been joining us late in the hour, this is reporting from the Washington Post, deemed credible by a lot of folks. And I just want to read a little more from it to you and our viewers, Elie, because we've gone through it piecemeal. But one of the key points here that I wanted to highlight, the recent step of seating a long-term. I didn't know you brought props.
No, I want you to read. Please tell me more. Tell me more.
Now you may be the least serious legal analyst we've had tonight. But the Washington Post says Vance's investigation has progressed to the point that prosecutors visit the grand jury. They will bring them evidence, and they would be unlikely to take that step without evidence to show there was probable cause to believe someone committed a crime. The Post notes something that we've discussed, but that's worth really understanding when you look at how many witnesses are key here. They note that 2 state-level investigations have put Trump org under this legal microscope, and they, quote, both began with the same man, Michael Cohen, who turned on Trump after pleading guilty to making hush money payoffs on Trump's behalf and lying to Congress, end quote. I want to also mention here, they note that Cohen has been interviewed extensively by Vance's team, including a decorated federal prosecutor, Mark Pomerantz, to help with the Trump side of the case. I say all that because, Elie, in my role as a journalist,
And this is not a complicated charge. This is a simple tax evasion charge. The difference here, and I've heard a lot of your experts kind of talk as if Trump is some kind of Teflon Don who always gets away and stays one step ahead of the law. No, we've never tried. The law has never tried to go get this man. You played a clip from Eric Trump in 2014. If Cy Vance, the current Manhattan DA, had been on the job and done his job in 2014 and 2013 and 2012, if people like Eliot Spitzer, the former Attorney General of New York State, had done their job in 2012 and 2008 and 2008 and all those years, we might never have even had President Donald Trump. So the reason why Trump has gotten away with it so far is that the long arm of the law has never put its foot up into his organization and seen what's really been going on, and now they finally are. That's the popcorn. That's what's happening today. That's what's happening in front of the grand jury. We're finally going to get a real attempt by law enforcement to bring this man to justice.
Take a brief listen to what you just alluded to, the evidence put forward in public by Michael Cohen.
In the office with me was Alan Weisselberg, the chief financial officer of the Trump Organization. Alan Weisselberg made the decision. Always Alan Weisselberg on the check. Mr. Weisselberg, for sure.
The grand jury runs until November. What do you think will happen to Weisselberg between now and then?
One of the only reasons that Trump kind of is not in jail already is that he has been blessed in his life to find a cadre of weak-minded sycophants who are willing to take responsibility for his actions, right? We saw that in the Manafort probe. We saw that with Roger Stone. We saw that with Michael Flynn. Trump always seems to find people around him who are willing to take responsibility. Michael Cohen is the only person who, let's not forget, Michael Cohen initially lied. Michael Cohen is initially a lying little liar, right? He only later came to see the light, right? So Trump has been lucky in this aspect that people have either lied for him, have always lied for him, and certainly lied for him in the first instance. Will Weisselberg be enough? That's what we don't know yet.
Elie, I'm only jumping in because I have a break before Joy. You laid it out for people to get your perspective as well, including an indictment of some of the former officials in New York State, largely a blue state, and your view of who may or may not have been vigorous on the job. All very interesting. Elie Mystal, my special thanks. We have a quick break.